Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speak on the bill, please.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to take just a minute to talk about process. We've heard a lot about process over the last couple days, and I want to make sure that everybody understands exactly what the process was. Back in September, had a meeting with the lady from Jefferson 44 and asked for her to start developing thoughts, talking with members, creating input for the maps. Maybe it was an inappropriate step for me to involve minority leadership, but I thought it was important. In October, met with minority leadership as well as staff, asking for maps, asking for drawings. Lady from Jefferson 35, you said you wish you had had input. I assumed you did. Because in October, your leadership was asked to submit maps and didn't. In November, they were asked to submit maps. We have the email chains, if anybody'd like to see them, of saying that you had to submit a map in the context of the entire state. So on December the 22nd, 3 days before Christmas, we get a map with a portion of Jefferson County that shows up. It's illegal, and it's incomplete. And then we get the waving of arms, the wringing of hands, the gnashing of teeth, that we unveil our map in secret. And the fact of the matter is, you were given a homework assignment. You turn it in late, you turn it in incomplete, and then you're mad because we aced the test. And there were actually several members, gentleman from Kenton 65, that did come and meet with us. And we tried the best we could to accommodate those concerns. We thought we were correcting one for you because your leadership gave us the change that you asked for, and apparently wasn't the change you asked for. And I apologize for that because as you sat in my office, I told you we were going to make the change you asked for. There were a number of people. Gentleman from Jefferson 46 asked for a change. Lady from Jefferson 32 asked for a change or two. We certainly did that. Lady from Fayette 88 we asked for a change. We did that. Indirectly, lady from Campbell 67, we made some changes to your district to improve it. And yet I continue to wonder, where was the effort? Gentleman from Kenton 65, we sent you, lady from Warren 20, and some of your staff to redistricting seminars, taxpayer dollars. You proudly, yesterday, held up the Bible. You brought home a souvenir, but you didn't bring home any ideas. I find it interesting in your conversation a little while ago that you had a number of conversations with the Senate President, but you didn't take 5 seconds to walk down the steps and meet with me. You were given the tools to draw a map, and yet you chose not to. You complained about precincts being divided, or parts of Covington being divided, and yet your leadership's own plan submitted the day we convened, also divided Covington. There's been much made to a gentleman from Jefferson 37. He said that you mentioned don't repeat the sins of the past. And I agree with you. I absolutely do. But I think at some point in time we have to acknowledge the problems created by the past. I mean, lady from Jefferson 35, you just on Thursday made the obvious statement, which was, by any objective matter, if you look at the map of Jefferson County, you can see, I believe your words were, it is absurdly gerrymandered. And now, when you think about, and this is a rough estimate, when you think about Jefferson County, which is 93 square miles, that has 18 legislators, 5 of them, or 5 square miles, contain 7 legislators. 7 legislators within Jefferson County are concluded in a 5 square mile area. For a county, it's 93 square miles. How is that possibly representative? It doesn't mean, gentlemen from Jefferson, that we are repeating the sins of the past. But at some point in time, you have to acknowledge the problems created by the past. Lady from Campbell 67, you and I stood in Nashville and talked about the absurd finger that included no people but the Ohio River in your district. It was included in a national TV show. You can't repeat that. Thank God we didn't repeat that by any objective matter, by any objective score. We have improved compactness and we've improved community integrity. But that's not repeating, but you have to correct it. And so as we pass this map that the Senate drew, not us, we got talking about obviously other issues, not necessarily. I think, Mr. Speaker, I appreciate your grace because my comments have not necessarily been relevant to the bill before us. So appreciate your grace in that. But understand that input was sought. Understand that, yes, this is a difficult process, the most difficult process that we have gone through as a legislature, or as a majority. Certainly the most difficult one I've gone through in this role. Understanding that it pits friends against each other. Understanding that it does. Nobody wants to lose the people that they've represented. But the law requires it. And as I told every single person that was working on redistricting when we started this, is we get one time to do it the first time. We will disagree on the results, but we will not disagree on the integrity of the bill. Now, stick by that. I am so proud of the gentleman from Jefferson 36 who has worked tirelessly, and he put together an incredible team. Gentleman from McGoffin, gentleman from Campbell, gentleman from Jefferson 33, I'm going to miss somebody, gentleman from Wayne, gentleman from Bourbon, and staff, both leadership staff and nonpartisan staff, has done an incredible job in this very, very difficult process. And for the most part, I appreciate the tone that these debates have taken. While the tone has not necessarily always complied with the truth, the tone has at least been civil. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.